Most people quit when it gets hard. The mentally unstoppable, they double down. If you're tired of distractions stealing your future and doubt holding your mind hostage, this video is your turning point. Mental strength isn't a gift, it's built. One habit, one day at a time. Let's show you how you don't need more motivation. You need a system. A system that builds focus, resilience, and mental toughness day by day. These 6 practices aren't theory, they're practical, proven, and powerful. If you're ready to become the kind of person who shows up no matter what, this is your blueprint. Number 1, win the morning with intentionality. Expanded 500 words. Your morning isn't just the beginning of your day, it's the beginning of your mindset. The way you start your day sets the tone for how you show up in every conversation, every decision, and every challenge that follows. Mentally unstoppable people understand this. That's why they don't leave their mornings to chance. They own them with intention. Look around and you'll see the pattern. Most people start the day in reaction mode. They wake up, grab their phones, check notifications, scroll through messages, and instantly flood their minds with other people's priorities. The result? They start the day behind, distracted, overwhelmed, and disconnected from their own purpose. Mentally strong people do the opposite. They treat their morning like sacred ground. It's a personal meeting with themselves before the world has a chance to interfere. This isn't about having a perfect morning routine. It's about building a system that puts you in control. Start with one simple principle. Don't let the world in before you've checked in with yourself. That means no emails, no social media, no news. The first 30 to 60 minutes should belong to you. Use this time to strengthen your mind, body, and mission. Think of it as preloading your mindset with clarity, instead of scrambling for it halfway through the day. Here's a powerful formula to guide your morning with intention. Move your body. You don't need to run a marathon. Stretch. Go for a brisk walk. Do push-ups. Just get your blood flowing. Physical movement activates mental energy. When your body moves, your brain wakes up. Master your mind. Spend 5 minutes journaling. Write what you're grateful for. Write your top priority for the day. Write who you want to be when the pressure hits. This isn't fluff, it's training your mind to focus on what matters most. Prime your focus. Mentally unstoppable people know their priorities before the chaos begins. Identify your single most important task for the day. Not 10 things, not your whole to-do list. One thing. When you finish that, everything else moves forward. This is how you build momentum instead of waiting for it. Feed your growth. Read a page from a powerful book. Listen to an inspiring podcast. Remind your mind of the bigger mission. What you feed your brain first thing in the morning determines the lens through which you'll see the entire day. Winning the morning isn't about being perfect. It's about being intentional. When you start with purpose, you respond to the world with clarity and conviction. You're not just reacting, you're leading. Most people hit snooze. They delay their day, delay their power, and delay their progress. But you're not most people. You're building something stronger. Every morning is an opportunity to cast a vote for the future you want. Cast it with action. If you want to become mentally unstoppable, don't wait for the day to push you around. Wake up and push. Dominate your morning, and you'll dominate your life. Number 2, practice ruthless focus with time blocking. Expanded, 500 words. In a world full of endless distractions, ruthless focus is your secret weapon. The ability to zero in on what truly matters, shutting out noise and multitasking madness, is what separates the mentally unstoppable from the overwhelmed and stuck. If you want to win every day, you need to train your mind like a laser beam. Sharp, deliberate, and unshakable. Here's the truth. Multitasking is a myth. Your brain isn't built to juggle 10 things at once. When you switch between tasks, you lose time, energy, and mental clarity. You become scattered, tired, and less productive. That's why mentally strong people refuse to fall into this trap. Instead, they use a method called time blocking, a simple but powerful practice that transforms your focus and supercharges your results. Time blocking means setting aside specific chunks of your day, dedicated to one task only. During these blocks, your attention is undivided. No emails, no notifications, no social media, no side conversations, just one task, one goal, one moment of complete immersion. Why does it work? Because focus is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. When you commit to working on one thing at a time, your brain enters a state of deep work. You become more creative, more efficient, and more resilient to distractions. Here's how to master ruthless focus with time blocking. Plan your day in advance. Before your day begins, map out blocks of time dedicated to your most important tasks. Start with your big rocks, the activities that move the needle forward on your goals. Allocate 60-90 minutes per block, depending on the task. Eliminate distractions. Turn off all notifications. Silence your phone. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Make it impossible for anything to interrupt your flow. If needed, use apps or browser extensions that block distracting sites. Set a clear goal for each block. What exactly will you accomplish during this time? Define it clearly so your mind knows what success looks like. This clarity helps you stay motivated and on track. Take breaks between blocks. After intense focus, give your brain a rest. Stand up, stretch, hydrate. These breaks reset your mental energy, so you return refreshed and ready for the next round. Track your progress. At the end of the day, review what you accomplished in each time block. Celebrate your wins and adjust your schedule as needed for continuous improvement. Mentally unstoppable people Understand that focus isn't about willpower alone. It's about creating an environment and system that makes distraction impossible. Time blocking is your framework for this. It trains your brain to dive deep and stay anchored in the moment, no matter how chaotic life gets. Remember, every minute spent distracted is a minute lost forever. But every minute spent focused is a building block of unstoppable momentum. When you own your time, you own your So start today. Block your calendar, protect your focus like a fortress, and watch how ruthlessly your productivity, clarity, and mental strength soar. This is how you win every day, by being relentless in your attention and uncompromising in your priority. Number 3, get comfortable being uncomfortable. Expanded. 500 words. If you want to become mentally unstoppable, you have to embrace discomfort. Sounds counterintuitive, right? But here's the hard truth. Mental toughness isn't built in comfort zone. It's forged in the fire of challenge, resistance, and discomfort. Every time you lean into what's hard instead of running away, you grow stronger, sharper, and more resilient. Think about it. When was the last time you deliberately chose a difficult path? When was the last time you faced something uncomfortable and decided to stay instead of escaping? For most people, the answer is rarely. We live in a world designed to make things easy, convenient, and painless. But easy doesn't build champions. Mentally unstoppable people see discomfort differently. They don't avoid it. They seek it out, because they know that growth, resilience, and breakthrough come when you push past the pain barrier and keep moving forward anyway. Here's why getting comfortable with discomfort is a game changer. It rewires your brain for resilience. Every time you choose to do the hard thing, whether it's a tough conversation, a cold shower, an early workout, or a challenging project, you send a signal to your brain that you're capable. That discomfort is temporary, and you will not be defeated by it. Over time, your brain rewires to see challenges as opportunities instead of threats. It builds confidence in your ability to handle anything. When you practice showing up in discomfort, your confidence grows. You no longer fear what's hard, because you've done hard before. That confidence spills over into every part of life: work, relationships, goals, giving you a mental edge others lack. It trains your willpower muscle. Willpower isn't some magical trait. It's like a muscle that gets stronger the more you use it. Each time you endure discomfort, instead of giving in to ease or avoidance, you're strengthening your mental willpower. This muscle then helps you resist temptations, distractions, and excuses when it really counts. So how do you get started? Start small but be consistent. You don't have to jump into extreme discomfort right away. Begin with micro challenges. Take a cold shower for 30 seconds longer. Do one more push-up. Say no to something easy. Sit with difficult emotions instead of distracting yourself. These small actions build up your tolerance for discomfort. Reframe discomfort as growth. Change your mindset from "I don't want to feel this" to "this is what growth feels like." When you feel resistance, say to yourself, "I am growing stronger right now." This shifts your relationship to discomfort from fear to purpose. Create a discomfort habit. Schedule a daily or weekly challenge that pushes you outside your comfort zone. Maybe it's waking up earlier, tackling a hard conversation, or learning a new skill. The key is showing up regularly, so discomfort becomes familiar, not paralyzing. Remember, mental toughness isn't about avoiding pain or difficulty. It's about mastering it. The people who become unstoppable aren't those who have easy lives. They're those who face adversity head-on and keep moving forward anyway. If you want to build a mind that won't quit, start choosing discomfort today. When discomfort becomes your ally, nothing can stop you. Your mental fortress is built on the foundation of courage to face what others run from. That's how you win, by getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Number 4, talk to yourself. Don't listen to yourself. Expanded. 500 words. Your mind is a battlefield. Every day, an internal dialogue plays out, sometimes subtle, sometimes loud, between two voices: the voice of doubt, fear, and excuses, and the voice of confidence, courage, and action. If you want to become mentally unstoppable, you must learn to talk to yourself intentionally, not passively listen to whatever thoughts pop into your head. Most people are prisoners of their inner critic. That voice that says you're not good enough, or you'll never finish, or this is too hard. It repeats those lies over and over, eroding your focus and willpower until you believe them. But here's the secret. Those thoughts aren't facts. They're just voices. And you get to decide which ones you pay attention to. Mentally unstoppable people understand this distinction. They don't let their thoughts run the show. Instead, they take control of their self-talk. They become the leader of their mind, the captain steering the ship, not a passenger tossed by every passing thought. Here's why mastering your self-talk is a game changer. Your thoughts shape your reality. What you tell yourself repeatedly becomes your belief system. If your mind is filled with doubt and fear, you'll act like someone who doubts and fears. If you speak words of strength, determination, and possibility, you'll start acting like that person too. Your internal dialogue programs your behavior. You can change the narrative. Negative thoughts aren't permanent or unchangeable. You have the power to rewrite your inner script. When a limiting thought arises, you can challenge it and replace it with a truth that empowers you. This is how mental resilience is built. Speaking out loud strengthens belief. Sometimes your mind needs to hear the positive voice clearly. Saying affirmations or powerful statements aloud anchors them in your brain. I am capable. I finish what I start. I am stronger than my fears. These aren't just cliches. They're declarations that shape your identity. So how do you start talking to yourself instead of listening to yourself? Become aware of your thoughts. Catch the negative self-talk as soon as it starts. Awareness is the first step to change. Notice the stories your mind is telling you and ask, is this true? Is this helpful? Interrupt the negative loop. When you hear doubt or fear creeping in, stop it immediately. You can say no, stop, or even snap a rubber band on your wrist. Whatever works to break the cycle. Replace it with empowering statements. Swap limiting beliefs for powerful truth. For example, change I can't do this to I'm learning and growing every day. Change I'll fail to I will keep trying until I succeed. Practice daily affirmations. Start your day with statements that reinforce your strength and focus. Speak them with conviction. This trains your brain to believe in your unstoppable nature. Remember, you are not your thoughts. You are the voice that chooses which thoughts to follow. Mentally unstoppable people don't surrender their mind to fear or doubt. They master their self-talk and make their mind their greatest ally. Start today by talking to yourself like you would talk to a champion, with encouragement, clarity, and unwavering belief. Your mind is listening. Make sure it hears the voice that will never quit. Number 5. Build a resilient identity with micro wins. Expanded. 500 words. If you want to become mentally unstoppable, you must realize this. Transformation doesn't happen overnight. It isn't about one giant leap, but about the small wins you stack every single day. These micro wins aren't just moments of success. They are the building blocks of a resilient identity. They create a new version of you, one who shows up, follows through, and refuses to quit. The mind is wired to reinforce what we repeatedly do. Every action you take sends a message to your brain about who you are. If you skip workouts, procrastinate, or give up easily, your brain labels you accordingly. But when you consistently take small steps toward your goals, your brain begins to rewrite the story. Suddenly, you become the kind of person who gets things done. Here's why micro wins are so powerful. They build momentum. Each small victory creates positive energy that fuels the next. It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. Each inch forward makes the next inch easier. Momentum isn't luck, it's discipline in motion. They increase your confidence. Big goals can feel intimidating and overwhelming, but breaking them into manageable chunks and celebrating tiny wins reduces fear and builds belief. The more you succeed, even in small ways, the more your confidence grows. They strengthen your identity. Consistency in small actions rewires your brain to see these behaviors as part of who you are. I'm the person who finishes what I start, or I'm someone who takes action. When your identity aligns with your goals, motivation becomes automatic. So how do you create this unstoppable cycle of micro wins? Set tiny specific goals. Instead of saying, I'm going to get fit, say I'm going to do 10 push-ups today. Instead of I'll write a book, say I'll write 100 words today. Small, clear targets are easier to achieve and track. Track your progress. Use a journal, app, or calendar to mark each success. Seeing a chain of completed actions creates a visual reminder of your commitment and progress. Celebrate every win. No victory is too small. Celebrate completing your daily goal. It reinforces positive behavior and makes the journey enjoyable. Be patient but persistent. Change takes time. Some days will be harder, some wins smaller, but showing up consistently, even imperfectly, builds unshakable resilience. Remember, mental toughness isn't built in moments of perfection, it's built in moments of persistence. Every micro win adds a brick to your fortress of confidence and discipline. If you want to become mentally unstoppable, stop chasing massive overnight success and start stacking small wins today. The person you want to become is forged in these daily victories. When your identity aligns with your actions, unstoppable becomes your natural state. Number 6. Guard your mental environment, like your life depends on it. Expanded. 500 words. If you want to become mentally unstoppable, you have to protect your mind like it's your most valuable asset, because it is. Your mental environment, the people you surround yourself with, the information you consume, the habits you build, shapes your thoughts, beliefs, and ultimately your actions. Mentally strong people understand this deeply. They don't leave their mindset to chance or convenience. They guard it fiercely. Think about it. Your brain is like a garden. If you plant weeds, negative influences, toxic relationships, mindless entertainment, those weeds grow and choke out the flowers of focus, resilience, and motivation. But if you nurture your mind with positive input, supportive people, and intentional habits, your mental garden flourishes, producing unstoppable strength and clarity. Here's why guarding your mental environment is a game changer. Your inputs determine your output. What you feed your brain is what it becomes. If your daily diet is full of drama, distraction, and negativity, your thoughts will reflect that chaos. But if you consume ideas that inspire, challenge, and uplift, your mindset will rise to meet that standard. You become the average of your inner circle. The people you spend the most time with influence your beliefs and behaviors more than you realize. Mentally unstoppable people surround themselves with others who push them forward, who hold them accountable,
and who model strength and growth. Your environment shapes your habits. The cues around you trigger actions. If your phone is constantly buzzing with distractions, your focus breaks. If your workspace is cluttered, your mind feels scattered. By designing an environment that supports deep work and mental clarity, you make it easier to stay unstoppable. So how do you guard your mental environment effectively? Audit your inputs. Take a hard look at what you're consuming daily. News, social media, entertainment, conversation. Are these sources fueling your growth or draining your energy? Start cutting out anything that doesn't serve your highest self. Curate your circle. Seek out relationships that challenge you to be better. Limit time with people who gossip, complain, or drain your energy. Invest in friendships and mentorships that inspire and elevate. Create physical spaces that support focus. Declutter your workspace. Remove distractions. Designate specific areas for work, rest, and creativity. Your surroundings send powerful signals to your brain about what's expected. Feed your mind daily. Commit to reading books, listening to podcasts, or engaging with content that inspires and educates. Fill your mental tank with wisdom, positivity, and new perspective. Remember, mental toughness isn't just about what happens inside your head. It's about the environment you create for your mind. When you guard your mental space like your life depends on it, you build an unshakable foundation for focus, resilience, and unstoppable action. If you want to be mentally unstoppable, start protecting your mental environment today. Choose what you allow in carefully, because your future depends on what you feed your mind right now.